Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey! Ahoy! We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Whoa, 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 ahoy, whoa, whoa, whoa. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and teddy pants less. From the kickoff to the final whistles blow, we'll take the two and then we're ready to go. Ahoy! We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we lay down our bets. No serious analysis, no expert critique, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. Sideline jokes and post-match tales, all the big goofs and epic fails. We're not so serious and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy! Ahoy! We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Wasted world of sports, here's to more cheers. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.
Wasted World of Sports crew, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Welcome along to your Super Saturday, hanging out with me. Very nice to have you along. Genitalia, ahoy mate. How's it going, buddy? Odd Poppet, ahoy mate. Chris Bradley, ahoy buddy. Nice to see some channel members backing up after last night's efforts. And of course, I'm talking about the post-stream, channel members only post-stream last night. Boy, that was hectic. But thank you very much for coming along and joining me there. Those ones. Kaya, ahoy there, mate. Over on TikTok. Michaela, ahoy. Up the Raiders. Yes, the Raiders, I think, win today. The Tigers. Here's the thing. All this turmoil at the Tigers, I mean, sometimes that can galvanize a team, right? But for whatever reason, the Tigers and turmoil, it just seems to sink them. And it's hard to see the Tigers getting up for this one today. It really is. Stranger things, well, they have happened, but it's hard to see it happening on this occasion. The Tigers, though, the conversations have turned to mathematically possible. And like I've said many, many times, once we start having those mathematical conversations, it's pretty much done and dusted your season at that point, isn't it? You're relying on just way too much. Apisai Koroisau's there sporting bleached blonde hair. A little bit of a different look. Life is great, genitalia. That's awesome, mates. I'm so happy to hear that. Things are going pretty good around here too. We did indeed, Odd Poppet. Jamie knows the official number, but yes, we kind of did a completely impromptu fundraiser, charity fundraiser for one of my charities of choice, Destiny Rescue. I've talked about them on stream a few times over the seasons, but yeah, it was completely impromptu, totally out of the blue. Jamie was sort of like the uninvested third party there that was keeping tabs on everything that was raised. So cheers, everybody who donated to the cause there. We'll do a stream. What I'm going to do, just for complete and total transparency, I'm going to grab one of those burner credit cards, just those prepaid credit cards. Yeah, and I'll actually do a members-only video going through the motions, and you can actually, I'm sure you trust me anyway, but for those who may have trust issues, I'll do a video where I do actually the physical donation. So cheers, everybody, for that. Sideline news. Ahoy there, mate. Welcome along. Steve Humphreys. Ahoy, mate. Steve Humphreys says, come on, Tigers. I don't want to listen to Michaela. Lovers' quarrels. Scarecrow. Ahoy, mate. 3 legs left on your 5-leg multi. You need the Tigers to win 13 plus. Ooh. Dogs 13 plus. Ooh. And the Cowboys 13 plus. Let's hope. Let's hope. Hi, ahoy, mate. How's it going over on TikTok? The home team ready to come out onto the park. The Viking clap to commence. Honestly, I used to think that the Viking clap was the stupidest thing in rugby league. Oh, how times have changed, huh? Oh, how times have changed. But now, I mean, it's hands down the Broncos try dance. 100%. All right, kickoff moments away. It looks like the Raiders will be receiving. Tigers with the kickoff. The Raiders will be running left to right in this opening half. Referee blows the whistle. We're off and running here in the first half. The Raiders take it very close to the touchline here on this right edge. And Big Red Corey Horsburgh with the first hit up of the match. So welcome along, everybody. We're all locked in with our tips. And it's, I think I've gone for the Raiders. I'm pretty sure I went Raiders, as their return to form looks to continue. They've found a little bit more form in recent weeks, haven't they? The Raiders, they've kind of gone back to that last year's form that they found. 10 short of halfway as they navigate their first set of 6. So I've gone 5 legs in this one, obviously expecting a lot of tries this afternoon. A nice dry afternoon down in Canberra, 5th and last. And Sanders puts the high ball up. Buller comes forward for it. Oh, and he nearly bobbles it, but it's well taken in the end, Jareem Buller. So I've gone 5 legs, expecting a lot of tries here today. GIO Weeks, Xavier Savage, Tavana, Hosking, and Samuela Fainu. 5 legs. Lots of tries. Fingers crossed. We'll have to see how that goes. As Twile goes up the middle. Rapetti, Pavale, ahoy mates. What's with all the try scorers shooting arrows every time they celebrate? Because it's in honor of Jai Arrow. Basically, yeah. This entire month of July, instead of Try July, it's, as the kick bounces over the head of Jed Stewart, and he has to race back to the goal line to secure it. The Raiders will start this 10 out from their own line over on the left edge. It was a good kick in the end there for the Tigers. So, yeah, the arrow celebrations are for Jai Arrow specifically. So, a couple of minutes gone in this one. Both teams navigating their opening set. Good carry up the middle from Mariotta. Taken down 30 out from his own line. Robert M. Ahoy, mate. Through the hands out to the left now. Timoko brings Jed Stewart back on the inside. Almost up to halfway. Some enterprising play for the Raiders. 5th and last, just short of halfway. The high ball doesn't make a lot of distance, and it bounces back towards halfway. Strange has got it again. And he gets the second kick away in over the head of Buller, who has to go back into the in-goal for it. It's worked out perfectly for the Raiders in the end. Beware the second kick, as we always say. The Tigers now. John Benedict, ahoy, mates. Bringing it out of their red zone. Here's Terrell May. Getting another 10 meters for himself. Luai turns it back inside. And Fainu almost up to the halfway line here on the 5th and last. Very slow play, the ball. And it goes back to Javon Andrews for the clearing kick. No Adam Dewey, of course. Adam Dewey walking out, basically saying to Benji Marshall that I'd rather, if I'm not playing 5/8 in first grade, I'd rather play 5/8 down in New South Wales Cup, and walked out. Ways is better. Ahoy, mate. 10 short of halfway now. Hosking on play 3. They stay short side. Timoko up over halfway. A good carry. A couple left here for the Raiders. Hosking for Sanders. Cut out pass right for Weeks. Sasangi steps in field. Takes on Luai. And he's brought down from behind. 30 meters out. 5th and last. Sanders puts the high ball up. Contestable here. Buller almost makes a mess of it, but he does well again. Jareem Buller runs it back in front of the post. 10 meters out for the Tigers. Down their own end of the field. Troy Towers. Ahoy, mate. And a good start to this contest. 5 minutes gone. Both defensive lines holding up, and very, very strong defense here from Starling and Big Red Corey Horsburgh in tandem. Luai drifting across field, and he links up with Buller up in the line. And again, the Raiders defense holds firm. 10 short of halfway on the 5th and last. Another completed set, though. Luai has it on the left. He decides to have a run here, Luai. Cutout pass left is dropped. And, well, that constitutes an incomplete set, so Let's say commentator's curse, well and truly. The first mistake of the game. Luai deciding to run on the fifth and last on halfway. Cutout pass out to the left edge. Junior Tupou couldn't hold on. User 56. Oh, Troy Towers, by the way. Thank you very much for the ice cube on TikTok. Much appreciated. And yes, the Tigers have sucked since Luai announced he would leave the Tigers for PNG. It does seem to be where all the turmoil started, doesn't it? Whether that's coincidental, it's almost too much of a coincidence to be coincidental, though, if that makes any degree of sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? The Smithies takes a good carry up the middle. First opportunity of the game here. Or the best opportunity, anyway, for the Raiders. Mariota bumps off one. 10 metres out, right in front of the post. Fifth and last. Starling goes left. Sanders, crossfield kick, looking for Stewart. One-on-one in the air. Stewart takes it, spins, dives over in the corner, and Ricky will be a happy boy. His son gets another one. Jed Stewart with the first try of the game. 8 minutes gone. And the Raiders up 4-0, kick to come. The Raiders ice their first opportunity. Beautiful kick from Sanders. Got the one-on-one. Stewart up against Tavana. And those big lanky legs that Jed Stewart obviously got from his mum. Because those are not dad's legs. First try of the day. Jed Stewart out on that left edge. Paddy Jawa. Ahoy, mate. Watching from PNG. Go Raiders. We're still waiting for this to be confirmed. They're still looking at it. They're having a very, very close look at this. Clint 007, ahoy, mate. Still waiting. Four points to nil as it stands. There we go. Try confirmed. Try's been confirmed. 4 points to nil. The kick from right on the sideline. Step up the Colonel. 5 from 6 last week. A tough one to start this week. And I had Xavier Savage in my multi. So, of course, they score on the other edge of the field. Michaela, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok as Sanders moves in for the conversion attempt. Pushes it straight across the face of posts. 4-0, it stays. Goal kicking's been difficult this weekend for a lot of teams, huh? We've seen a lot of missed goals. But still, good start for the Raiders. James Formosa. Ahoy, mate. You nailed the first try at 10-1. Awesome stuff, mate. Tigers get us back underway. The kickoff deep into the in goal. Horsburgh winds up. Oh, look at look at him go, Big Red. Four points to nil for the Raiders. Sasangi getting involved in some of the heavy work. Here's Tarpany. One out stuff, obviously, as they bring the ball out of their own end. J.S. Paluga. Ahoy, mates. This might be a 40-pointer at this rate. Up the green machine. As they move 10 short of halfway, here's Big Red again. Staying down that left edge, almost up to halfway. Fifth and last for the Raiders. They stay short side still. Sanders puts the kick downfield. Easy take at the back here for Buller on the 20-metre line. And the Tigers back in possession. Almost 10 minutes gone. The home side with the only try of the match so far. The Tigers get to get themselves down the Raiders' end of the field. The Raiders, they've only been in the Tigers' red zone once, and they scored from it. As we got an issue here. Hosking got his head in a wrong position. Yeah, Zach Hosking way too front on. And he's copped a blow straight to the face. Independent doctor might want to look at this. Hosking, 2 square on. Patrick Herbert has drilled him one. He'll be off for a HIA. Hosking. Oh. The curse of the same game multi this weekend. Emor, thank you very much for the heart me. Over on TikTok. Cheers, mate. There's Luai now out to the left. Buller up in the line. Can't get on the outside of Sasangi. Tigers on halfway. Samuela Fainu. Into the Raiders half. Fifth and last. Andrews puts the high ball up. It's going to land on the goal line. Penalty goes to the Tigers. Corey Horsburgh penalised. He's obviously taken the man out after the kick. And it's a penalty to the Tigers here, a metre out. Here's the replay. Horsburgh out of marker, and he absolutely, well, you wouldn't say that he absolutely cleaned up Javon Andrews, but he bumped into him after the kick. He bumped into him. And Corey, Big Red, he's on report. He is on report. And now he's kicked the ball away from Koroisau. He's got to be careful there, Horsburgh. He's already given away the penalty on report. He then has a cheeky little stab at the kick as Koroisau was running over to collect it. A metre out from the line now, the Tigers. Can they strike back? Koroisau to 12. Wraps around the back. Bobbles the ball. And he takes it on the second attempt, but that play did not work out as Koroisau surrenders in the tackle, 10 out. Crash ball for 12 just to the right of the post. Halfway through the set. Racing through the tackles here, the Tigers. Here they go again. This time made dummies to Koroisau. Now he gets it. A late offload. And Ethan Roberts on the burst. Powers his way to the try line. Well, he had absolutely no right to get there. He's fought his way through 3 Raiders defenders straight up the middle. And he'll get the try. Ethan Roberts, nothing was going on here. It looked like they were doing the Koroisau wraparound play again, but made dummies and went on his own. Koroisau ends up with it again. Turns it out the back to Roberts, and from a standing start, 1, 2, 3. 3 Raiders defenders that he just plows over. That's really poor goal line defense from the Milk. Roberts can't believe it. Let's see. They're still having a look at it. Yes, he's got it down. Plain as day. Try. Ethan Roberts. The Raiders are about to take the lead. I mean, sorry, not the Raiders. The Tigers are about to take the lead. This could be a very high-scoring game. Both teams, their first venture down into the red zone has led to points. Raiders' first entry into the Tigers' 20-metre zone. Jed Stewart scores. Tigers' first entry into the Raiders' red zone. Ethan Roberts just waltzes over Apisai Koroisau from right in front. He couldn't miss, could he? Not possible. 6 points to 4, the Tigers lead. 13 minutes gone. Time for another drink. We got to strap ourselves in here. We got 3 games. 3 games coming up today. Starting off with this one. Seamus, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Cheers, mate. Wasted World of Sports, of course, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and live on TikTok each and every weekend. Is the kickoff taken by Luai just outside the goal line, and Terrell May from the back fence. Michaela, God, now I've got to listen to Steve Humphries. But who knows for how long until the Raiders strike back as Andrews for Buller. Buller, dummies, and almost slices around the outside of Timoko. 10 short of halfway. Set restart on play 3. A ruck infringement. The Tigers have got a little bit of a roll on here. Advent, Alu, ahoy mate. As Twal goes up the middle and back into the Raiders half. 6 points to 4. 14 minutes gone. Luai, dummies inside. Steps off the left. Makes half a break. Dragged down from behind by the Colonel. Koroisau for Buller. The double pump to Fainu. And Big Samuela. 10 out from the line. Here they come again, the Tigers. Can they go back to back? Luai drifting across field. Cut out pass right for Koroisau. He sends it out to Andrews. And he's taken down by Ethan Strange around the legs. 10 out. Koroisau goes quickly. Short side. Don't tell me Roberts will get a double. Oh, he's chopped down a metre out from the line. Handover. The Raiders survive. They might want that 5th tackle play over again, the Tigers. Cat Lego, ahoy. Very good morning. Welcome along, all the PNGers. Sasangi with a good carry. Trying to wrestle the momentum back here for the Raiders. 6 again. He does get the ruck infringement. Tarpany 10 short of halfway. Smithies onto Mariota. Had the arms free, but couldn't get the offload away. Big Red into the Tigers half. On for Sanders. Dummies and goes straight through. Hoskin in support. Draws in Buller. Dummies and goes on his own. Sanders. The Colonel plants it down under the posts. You son of a bitch. Because I had Hoskin in my multi. Ah, he needed to just give it out to the left for Hoskin and we would have had a tick. No, he did well there, Sanders. My multi aside. Sold the dummy. Buller went diving for the intercept or at least looking to knock the ball down. But he sells the dummy big time. Slices through from 40 out. Sums it up nicely on Buller. Cuts back in field. And scores the try under the posts. 8 points to 6. Kick to come. Robert M. Ahoy, mates. A stat for me. Ethan Roberts is Jimmy the Jet's second cousin. There you go. Troy Towers. Sanders is in your fantasy team. Nice. Well, he's made a line break. Because that line breaks count, don't they? So he's made a clean line break. He scored the try, and he's about to get the conversion from right in front. Some valuable fantasy points right there. The Raiders, long-range try specialists last season. And that was another long-range one here tonight. 8 points to 6. Kick to come right in front. He's not going to miss, is he? Let's just give him the points now. The Raiders will be leading 10-6 after this kick. Oh, if he misses this, I swear. Not only will you make yourself look foolish, Colonel, you'll make me look foolish too. He pops it right down the middle. No mistake. 10 points to 6. Seesawing match. Looks like it's going to be a high-scoring one. Yusha 2204. Do I think the Tigers will let go of Adam Dewey like the Dogs letting go of Sherry? Well, I mean, just out of sheer principle alone, You couldn't keep him, surely, could you? Like, if he's just walked out, essentially. Adam Dewey has just said, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame, but for those who don't know, Adam Dewey basically just said, I'm not playing. See you later. If I can't play my preferred position in first grade, I'd rather just bugger off and play my preferred position in the New South Wales Cup. Nuts to this. And he's walked off. Now, if somebody does that, how could you ever trust that player again? Like, the position's almost untenable. And just out of sheer principle, they have to let him go, don't they? I mean, you can't be putting up with that. And if you give in the one time, how many other times is he then going to go, well, I got away with it. I'll try it on again. As Sesangi now, from a standing start, almost breaks through the line. 30 metres out here, fifth and last. The Raiders have gone 65 metres. Sanders puts the high ball up. Buller comes forward for it, and he takes it well, 5 out from his own line. 22 minutes left in this opening half. 10 points to 6 in favour of the Raiders. Vitalis Ghazali, 941, watching from Madang, PNG. Welcome along. Cheers to PNG. The kick from inside the 40 from Koroisau. Apisai Koroisau pulls off a 40-20. From dummy half, Apisai Koroisau ices the moment. And the Tigers will go back on the attack. Koroisau taps and goes. And Fainu Bully, a metre out right in front of the sticks. As the Tigers look to reclaim the lead, Koroisau takes a couple of steps and goes left for Luai. Dummies inside, floats it over the top to nobody. And Tavana gets it just inside the touchline and then loses it forward. Oh, they've made an absolute mess of this, the Tigers. That was horrid. Luai's asking if there's going to be a challenge, and they are going to challenge. Okay, we got time off for a captain's challenge. Challenging the call of knock on. Let's have a look. Waiting for the replay to come up. Tavana flips over the back of Xavier Savage. The ball just spills free. Well, you could probably create a case that there was a stripping motion there from Xavier Savage. Okay. Let's see. Does he make a stripping motion? You could argue that he has. You could very strongly argue that he has. I don't think the bunker agrees, though. No stripping motion. Loose carry Tigers. Captain's challenge unsuccessful. Raiders ball. Wow. You know what? Jerome Luai is blowing up at the referee here. It's not the referee's fault. The decision was made in the bunker. That's almost one of the ones where they could have gone inconclusive for the Tigers to have retained their challenge. I think that would have been a fair result because it was a particularly close one, in my opinion. But anyway, their challenge is gone. The Tigers, 20 minutes to go in this opening half, and that is their captain's challenge done and dusted. Set restart now for the Raiders. Oh, that's a potentially big swing. Big swing. Play 2 off the back of a 40-20. And another set restart. Mariota up to halfway. The Tigers, are they about to crumble? Horsburgh angles across to the left. He's brought down by 3 Tigers defenders. Starling for Strange, drifting across field. Links up with Timico coming back in field. 40 metres out from the line. Slow play the ball for Timico. Here's Tarpany straight up the middle. Good leg drive. Tarpany post contact meters. Still going Tarpany. 20 out from the line on play 4. Sanders for Strange. And Hosking on the burst. 5th and last, 10 metres out. Short side again. Strange steps off the left. Once, twice, 3 times. Dummies. Fights his way to the line. And scores a try. Well, that is horrid defence from the Tigers. Ethan Strange down the short side at first receiver. Steps back in field off the left. Once, twice. Burrows under and gets the ball to ground. Terrible, terrible goal line defence. He's just allowed to dance around. Steps away from Koroisau. Twal beats Fainu. And he has enough strength to power over Koroisau, who came back at him. Try for the Raiders. 14-6 kick to come. Too easy. Oh, Panther, ahoy, mate. And Jason D, the Tigers can't win anything. David Tuakara, ahoy, mate. You're watching from over there. Chris Bradley, the Tigers can't win a fight against themselves. Hank X2R, Raiders will win this by 20. User 56 says, when was the last time the Tigers won a game? Well, it wasn't that long ago. Colonel Sanders from right in front. Another gift 2-pointer to make it 16 points to 6 in favour of the home side. 17 and a half minutes in this opening half remaining. And yeah, the Tigers, a 40-20 by Apisai Koroisau. It took them 2 tackles before they came up with a mistake. Then they burnt their captain's challenge. 6 again, try. That was really, really poor sequence of play from the Tigers. The touch judge having words with Ethan Strange about something. Old Panther says the last time the Tigers won in Canberra was in 2018. I got to make sure that I actually tipped the Raiders in this one. You know how I can be sometimes. Sometimes I get in a little bit of a mood and I decide that for whatever reason I don't like a particular team and I'll be against them for the... Yes, I did tip the Raiders. Okay. Good. Thought I did. The Raiders, 20 out from their own end here on play 3. Wally D says, Luai needs to go. Get him out of here. Well, I mean, he is going eventually, isn't he? As Weeks can't get on the outside of Tavana there. 5th and last, 43 metres gained. Sanders puts the high ball up. And Buller with an easy take on the 20-metre line. And there is a brick wall of Raiders defenders chasing down in unison. Just green to green wall from left wing to right wing. It was actually a really beautiful sight. That was actually one of the most in-sync kick chases I've seen. As Koroisau out of dummy half. Up to halfway and beyond now, the Tigers. 2 tackles left. Twal gets the offload back for Andrews onto Buller. He's well handled by Ethan Strange. 5th and last now, 30 metres out. Javon Andrews puts the high ball up. This is a tester for Savage. And Savage loses it behind him. Sasangi then knocks it on. It's been called knocked backwards by the referee. And Sasangi's in space. Gives it off to Weeks. Weeks is up over halfway. Only Jareem Buller to beat. Tries to go on the outside. Buller goes with him. But Weeks fends him away. And the Raiders will score a long-range try. GIO Weeks. That was surely knocked on for all money, though, by the Raiders. Surely. It was called knocked back by the referee. There had to be a knock on in there somewhere. But the Raiders, they've gone the distance from their own try line. GIO Weeks will score in the left corner. Here we go. Here's the replay. I am sure Sasangi has knocked this on. And that's why all the Tigers players just stop. Savage loses it backwards. But here, Sasangi has surely knocked that on. All the Tigers players have stopped. Luai's in back play, holding his arms up rather than chasing. Now he gets involved in the chase and it's too late. Buller does well, but Weeks has the power to fend him away. And I tell you what, they might have a closer look at this. Here we go. Here's a better look at it. Savage definitely knocks it back, but here is a knock on. Simi Sasangi, you would say, has knocked it on. It's a try at the moment, though. Yeah, here we go. Sasangi has knocked this on. They are going to have a look. Maori boy, ahoy, mate. I tell you what, it was a fantastic try, though. You would hate to see it get taken away. But it was a pretty clear-cut knock on. It was beautiful to watch, but they surely can't allow this. $14 minutes to go in this opening half. On field, it was called knocked back. It was great work. Look, I don't think you would argue. But you got to play to the whistle. It should never have got to this situation. It should never have got to the try's been confirmed. The try has been confirmed. GIO Weeks. And look, whether it was knocked on or not, you've got to play to the whistle. And there were a lot of Tigers players there. I counted 4 at least that just stood around watching because they thought it was a knock on. Play to the whistle. If you think it's a knock on, but you haven't heard the referee's whistle, you go and make that bloody tackle. So the Raiders should never have been in that position in the first place. Ethan Sanders, 2 for 3. Look, I thought it was a knock on, but as I said, you got to play to the whistle. Sanders, halfway between the left post and the touchline. It did look a little forward, yeah. Sanders converts right down the middle. The Colonel, he's got the kicking boots on. And it's 22 points to 6. 14 minutes to go in this opening half. And we've got to tick off the multi at least. I'll tell you what, we should have had 2. Sanders, I've got Zach Hosking. Sanders needed to give that ball to Hosking. But he did the dummy and went on his own. 22 points to 6. Now, this is the Raiders that won the minor premiership last year, huh? They just left their run a little bit too late this season. As Horsburgh winds up Big Red straight into Alex Twal. Tarpany taken down in a 3-man tackle. Oh, yeah. Cowboys, Broncos tonight. Come on, Cowboys. Starling out of dummy half. Gets the set restart. Marker's not square. Mariota up to halfway. Bumps off Luai. He stands in the tackle, 5 short of halfway. Short side, Sasungi. Brought down by Turuva. Quick play the ball. Starling out of dummy half again. Drifting across field, looking for space. Doesn't open up. 40 metres out. Tapani for Sanders, who drops it cold. Oh, Colonel. 0 tackle for the Tigers. That was a let-off. Buller plays it on halfway. Benji, that's a very forlorn-looking coach on the sideline. Loose pass in midfield. Oh, this is just disgraceful. It's gone backwards. So it's still Tigers' ball, but they've lost 10 metres. Koroisau for Seyfarth. And they get themselves back to halfway. Fainu for Luai. Late pass up for Semwella. 40 out from the line here on play 4. Koroisau back into midfield for Twal. Gets the offload back for Koroisau. And now Andrews sends it right for Buller. Nowhere to go, though. Tarpany brings him down with Strange. 5th and last. Javon Andrews runs it to the 20. Dinks it in over the top. Stewart goes back for it. It's lost backwards into the in-goal. And GIO Weeks tries to kick it dead. They're going to have a look, though. Seyfarth is claiming the try, and it's gone up as a try. Alex Seyfarth. The try's been awarded, but they're going to have a look. Miscommunication at the back. GIO Weeks coming forward was called off the ball by Jed Stewart. Stewart has slapped it back. Obviously, his intent was to get the ball 2 weeks. But it went nowhere near him. And it sits up in the in-goal for a potential try to Seyfarth. He's got it. He's got it. So Jed Stewart, hang on, let's have a look here. Oh, it's brushed the fingers, perhaps, of Tavana. That might be the only thing that gets this scrubbed off. Did Tavana knock it on first? It's gone up as a try. There has to be conclusive evidence to overturn. The old air swing from GIO Weeks. I've got to say, this is probably, on reflection, and it's easy to say with the benefit of hindsight, but that was probably GIO Weeks' ball. Fullback coming forward. Winger coming backwards. Miscommunication there. Look, it was probably Jed Stewart who called him off, but the fullback has got to override that decision. Here we go. The bunker has intervened, and that usually suggests that it will be no try. They are checking the hands of Tavana here, the fingers. He might have got a fingernail on it. Tavana's got his hands on the inside, and it hits the left hand. Plain as day. And then it hits the right hand. It's a double banger. Yeah, no try. Oh, Tigers, unlucky. This will be taken off them. Knock on off the left hand. Knock on off the right hand. No try. $22 points to 6 as we take that score off the Tigers. Tarpany having words with Ricky Stewart on the sideline. Timoko takes the first carry over on that left edge. Here's Hosking. Brings it out to the 20-metre line. Or Stewart, that was, sorry. Papa Leahy's on the field. Big Papa. 11 minutes to go in this opening half. Mariota spins out of the tackle of Luai. Laurie Dummies takes the line on, brings it into the Tigers half on the 5th and last. 47 metres off that set. Sanders puts the high floating bomb up. Buller comes forward for it, takes it on one knee. 20 out from their own line. Carter, 282, says up the Raiders. Robert Peters says I think the Tigers need Winnie the Pooh. Or the Tigers, as it were. $22 points to 6. Dominant performance so far from the home side. Two tackles left this set for the Tigers. Into midfield. Late ball out the back for Luai. Tries to step back in off the left, and he's taken down on halfway. Paris, thank you very much for the 4 roses on TikTok. Much appreciated. As Weeks takes this one on the full. He's taken down 20 metres out from their own end. Savage looking for some work. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball on attack tonight, Xavier Savage. And he'll take it up 10 short of halfway. The Raiders are loving the blind side at the moment. They stay there again. Now Strange out of dummy half. 40 metres out from the Tigers line. Trying to get the set restart there. Hosking. Backs into the defence. 30 out. 5th and last. 57 metres off that set. Sanders kicks back for the short side. Here comes Stewart racing through to put pressure on. It's taken by Timoko, I think it was. Oh, no, it was Stewart again. But the Tigers have wrapped him up. That'll be a handover. Michaela, who am I backing in the next game? Who's playing next? Oh, next has to be Waz Bulldogs, right? Oh, up the Waz, right? Can I get an up the Waz? Out to the 20-metre line now, the Tigers. And a penalty goes to the Tigers. A much-needed one. The Raiders not clearing the ruck. 8.5 to go in this opening 40. And this is a nice little piggyback upfield for the Tigers. Eight minutes to go in this opening half. Luai. Andrews goes wide for Buller. Quick hands now. Oh, it's penalty to the Raiders. The obstruction. One of the attacking players wrapped around his own man. And it's a penalty to the Raiders, and it's just not happening for the Tigers. Oh, Roberts. Jeez, that's a rough penalty. Man, that is a rough penalty. There is nothing in that. They didn't even take advantage of that space. Wow, that is a rough call there on the Tigers. When it's not going your way, it is not going your way. It's as simple as that. We see it so often, don't we? As now, Savage in space, gets on the outside of his man and absolutely burns him. Savage will run it around closer to the posts. And to add insult to injury, a questionable penalty, you've got to say. And Xavier Savage just absolutely burns them on the outside. Tick number 2 off the multi. 26 points to 6, kick to come. A penalty that was very, very harsh. And 2 plays later. Oh, no, you can't do that. You just can't do that. Junior Tupou was about 15 metres infield. 15 metres infield You cannot give Xavier Savage or anyone with his kind of pace that much space on the outside. Not that much. He's given him a good 15 meters to just burn him on the outside. Too much pace. Xavier Savage, 26-6, kick to come. Rodney Jackson, ahoy, mate. You need Simi to go over now. I've got a feeling by the end of this game, a lot of Raiders are going to be going over. The way this is going, there will be a lot of Raiders players going over. Colonel Sanders, 3 from 4 tonight. He's over on the left edge this time. Puts it down the middle again, the Colonel. He's got the kicking boots on now after that first miss. 28 points to 6, 5.5 to go in this opening 40. One-way traffic. I think there'll be plenty more points in this one. The Raiders will take a very comfy lead into the halftime break. 2 ticks out of the multi, and my biggest concern now, I think, becomes the... My biggest concern now, I believe, becomes the Tigers players that I've got in that same game multi. Are they going to get any? Five minutes until the halftime break. Sasungi takes the line on. Robert M says, I reckon that we'll have a 60-point game as Horsburgh heads off down the left side. They stay short side. They're loving the short side. Down that left edge, the Raiders. Starling slips into the contact there over halfway. So they couldn't get anything happening there. 5th and last. Sanders puts the high ball up again. Contestable kick. Wall of Raiders defenders coming through to put pressure on Buller, who takes it on the 20, but the kick chase is offside. Penalty to the Tigers. 4.5 to go. And let's see, the last couple of times the Tigers have got penalties, they've had 1 or 2 plays, and then they've coughed it up. Let's see what they can come up with here. Finding touch on halfway. 4 minutes left in this opening half. Can they come up with something? Clint 007 says Simi and Savage for one more. There's a good carry up the middle. Fainu will play it 40 meters out. Koroisau heads across field. Gives it to Luai. Luai out of options right. Comes back left. And he's taken down by Starling, Big Red, and Dane Laurie. 30 out from the line in midfield. While holds the pass up for Fainu. 2 tackles left for the Tigers. Can they get something, anything before halftime? Andrews out the back for Luai. Buller floats it over the top for Tavana. And Tavana will go over untouched for tick number 3 of the multi. Tavana. Well, just like that, we are suddenly 3 out of the 5 ticks down. It felt like only 2 minutes ago I was complaining about how there's only 1 tick done. And suddenly we're 3 out of 5. Beautiful ball there over the top to Tavana. Raiders appealing for a forward pass. And the try is confirmed. Jareem Buller. Beautiful floater over the top. Hank X2R says, Dan, here's a tip. Ethan Strange to the Roosters next contract. DCE plays next year. Walker Strange for the long term. I like it. I tell you what, I like it. I like it a lot. Can he come to the Sharks instead? That'd be nice. We'll move Nico Hines on. Braden Trindle can be the long-term 7, and Ethan Strange can come and play 6 in the Shire. I like the sound of that a lot better. Apisai Koroisau from the sideline. To make it 28 points to 12, heading into the break. Moves in, pushes it straight across the face of the posts. And it stays 28 points to 10. 1 minute 40 until the halftime break. And, wow. We are suddenly 3 ticks in. I'm happy about that. It's the 2 second rowers that I need. That's going to be tough. That'll be tough. Hosking and Fainu, the 2 number 11s in the second half. Oh, yeah, of course, the family ties. Yes, that is correct. Can he still come to the Sharks, though? And his sister can come and play for the Sharks NRLW team. Keep the family together. A minute and a half to go in this opening 40, and now Patrick Herbert almost finds some space up the middle. Andrews to Luai. Holds the pass up for Buller. Cut out pass left this time, and now there's space down the other edge for Junior Tupou. Gets up and goes again. He's not held. 30 metres out from the line. And suddenly, the Tigers, they won't want halftime. Halftime will be the worst thing that could possibly happen for the Tigers. 2 tackles left, 47s, 6 again. A set restart for a ruck infringement. They've got 40 seconds to try and steal another one before the break. And wouldn't that be huge? Luai out the back for Andrews. Steps back in field. Horsburgh's got him. 27 seconds till the break. 10 metres out. Koroisau for Fainu. Luai out the back for Buller. It's loose. Savage goes for the interceptor, knocks it on. And a double knock on his call. That'll be the halftime break. They have no challenge remaining, the Tigers. And that'll be the halftime break. The Raiders will survive. 28 points to 10. Oh, what a first half. That was helter-skelter. Played at a very rapid pace. And the Raiders lead 28 points to 10. 3 ticks out of the 5 done in the multi. Unbelievable. The way it looked like we were going to go into half-time with just 1. Suddenly, just like that, walking in with 3 down. Fantastic stuff. I love it. I love it. All right, Waste Water Sports crew, halftime here. 28 points to 10 in favor of the home side. Actually, before I head off for a break, let's see. Are they offering me any sort of decent cash out offer? Hosking's been close already. No, they are not. They are not. Wow. Sportsbet, what have I done to you? Why do you hate me so much? A 5-leg multi. 3 of the 5 legs are down. And they've offered me a cash out of $12.19. Oh, it's gone up to $13 now. How nice of them. Wow. I mean, I would have let it ride anyway, but I'm always just curious to see what the cash out offer is. And yeah, it's been abysmal. They never offer me anything good, anything worth taking. All right, Wasted Water Sports crew, halftime here. 28 points to 10. I'll have a quick break. We'll be back for all the second half action right after this. Raiders doing it well at the moment. Can they keep it up in the second half?
Raise the colours! Fill the mugs! Captain Dan! Set sail! The tide is high, the match is near. You know exactly why we're here. From every port we gather round, the loudest pirate crew in town. Raise the colours, call the names. Every weekend brings new games. Win or lose, we'll stand as one. Our voyage only just begun. Raise your glass, raise it high. Let the battle banners fly. Ahoy, Captain Dan! Ahoy, take the stand! Welcome all aboard tonight. The wasted world of sports unites. Drink your rum, sing along. Every match becomes a song. From first whistle to the end, every pirate is a friend. When the ref has lost his eyes, hear 1,000 pirates cry. Every tackle, every score makes a shout for even more. Stormy seas or sunny skies, victory's our greatest prize. If we lose, we'll laugh instead, then drink another keg, it's said. Hey! Hey! Ahoy! Hey, ahoy! Who's the captain? Who's the crew? Raise your mugs! Never leave a pirate down! Ahoy, Captain Dan! Ahoy, here's the plan. Every sport beneath the sun, better watched with everyone. Raise your mugs into the sky. Sing until the stars burn bright. The stream rolls on. The rum pours free. Welcome to our family. Waste the colors! Fill the mugs!
All right, Waste to Water Sports crew, welcome back, Mr. Ezra. Ahoy, mate. That week's try was definitely a knock-on. Yeah, I think the Tigers have been hard done by with a couple of decisions, but as I said at the time, you've got to play to the whistle. I saw that replay, and there were at least 4 Tigers players who also obviously thought it was a knock-on, and they just stopped. Now, whether it was a knock-on or not, you've got to play to the whistle, don't you? Like, Sasungi should never have been allowed to run as far as he did and even set weeks up in the first place. So you've got to play to the whistle. 4, at least, Tigers players just stood around watching, and you can't do that. No matter what's going on, it's one of the first things you learn. One of the first things they teach you in junior ranks is play to the whistle. And it's easy to stand here and say that. It'd be very different when you're out on the field, but still, I mean, it's what separates the good teams from the dud teams, and moments like that, just you don't help yourself. Logie music. Ahoy, mate. Clarence need Timoko and Savage to score again, and the Raiders 13 to 18 points Well, they're sitting cozy on that 18 points at the moment, aren't they? Peter, you need under 50.5. Okay, so Peter needs a very low scoring second half. I still need Hoskin and Samuela Fainu, the two number 11s. Oh, we should have had Hoskin already. Bloody Ethan Sanders. It was a great try. Sanders scoring under the post. It was a fantastic try, but son of a bitch, he had Hoskin flying down the outside on his left. He dummies and goes on his own. That would have been a huge one to get ticked off in the first half. I don't know how I feel about needing 2 second rowers, one from each team in the second half. Just not sure about that. Robert Peters says, I don't care as long as there are lots of tries. Fair enough. Whatever works. It's like, hey, they can get the calls wrong. I don't care as long as there's lots and lots of tries. George, ahoy, mate. George Kukukas. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't. But welcome along anyway. Up the Tigers, says George. Oh, Peter's got a 5-leg multi. All the legs have hit except for under 50.5. Hey, who knows? It could be a really, really tense, low-scoring second 40. Could be. Yeah, I don't know, Robert Peters. I'm a bit more like, I think that a grinding 10 points to 8 game can be equally, if not more exciting than a 38 points to 26. You know what I mean? But then I was a forward when I played, so I was a forward, so I loved the grind. That probably makes a bit of a difference. Selva Thangamani. Are the Wars playing after this game? Yes, they are. There's a little bit of a break. There's about a half-hour break in between games, but then, yes, it's the Wars versus the Bulldogs and Cowboys versus the Broncos to finish the night. Robert Peters, Tigers make a comeback, Dan. What do you think? Yeah, well, 18 points is not a huge amount to overturn in the modern game. We've seen it happen time and time again. I just think, oh boy, what the Tigers would give for that first half to just go 5 minutes longer, right? I mean, they had all the momentum at the back end of that half if it just went 5 minutes longer, but it doesn't. 3 converted tries, though, in the modern game is certainly not an insurmountable lead. Shown glimpses, but yeah, I just think half-time, it just got them. Just got them. If the Raiders score first in the second half, that'll just be that'll be it, I would say. Oh, the speed of the Raiders. Oh, Xavier Savage's try. I remember calling that. Junior Tupou was standing about 20 meters infield. 15 to 20 meters infield. You cannot give a guy like Xavier Savage that amount of room unmarked. And I think that Junior Tupou realizes that now. Huh? That was a very tough lesson to have learnt. To give Xavier Savage that amount of free space on the edge. And he just went, whooshka. He was gone in an instant. Mr. Ezra says might be the first time in history both premiership and grand final winners, but minor premiership and grand final winners miss out on finals. I'm positive it's happened before. We'll have to look into that. I'm positive it's happened before. Toxic Dirty Eagle, 420. Ahoy, mate. You just need Junior Tupou to score and your 5-leg multi. You had hits. You had Savage, Weeks, Stewart, and Tupou. And points over 46. Oh, okay. So you need 2 more tries to get over the 46 as well. And Junior Tupou to be one of those. Jada Morris says, no Tommy Dearden tonight. Do you think the Cows could still win? Absolutely, I do. Clifford was in sensational form. And I tell you what, that if it was anybody else but Tommy Dearden coming back last week, there's no way Jake Clifford loses his spot. He's been in such good form. So, yeah, I don't think, no disrespect to Tommy Dearden, obviously superstar player, but Jake Clifford has just been in sublime form, and hopefully that week off hasn't affected his confidence and his gameplay. But I don't think the Cowboys, the way that Clifford's been playing, they don't really lose too much, to be honest. Teams out for the second half. 28 points to 10 in favor of the Raiders. Captain Obvious here says the Tigers will obviously need to be first team to score in the second 40. Michaela says up the Raiders. The Raiders will have the kickoff. Tigers running left to right in the second half. Can the Tigers keep the momentum up? Let's find out. Referee blows the whistle. Second half is off and running. Kickoff down to the left corner for Luai. And who's he got running with him? Fainu. Big Sione Fainu this time. Old Panther says, just read a news item that Ashley Klein has now refereed more games than Cameron Smith. Solid effort there by Ashley Klein as the Tigers go the early shift out to the right. Herbert bumps off Timico, and he's brought down by Ethan Strange. Throwing the ball around early here, the Tigers. Slow play the ball. Roberts turns into the contact and looks to offload, but the Raiders bring him down on the halfway mark. Seyfarth for Luai. Samuela Fainu. One of my boys that I need to score. Fifth and last. Javon Andrews puts the kick up. Luai might have been a step offside. He's backed out of the kick chase. Weeks takes it 5 out from the line. And they've got him held up. Good power from Kyle Weeks, though. Stays on the 10. Enterprising start to the second 40 here for the Tigers. Savage fights his way up 5 meters down that right edge. Sasangi drifting into midfield. Brought down around the collar by Javon Andrews. Laurie. A settler up the middle. Play 4 now for the Raiders. Slow play the ball. Horsburgh almost stumbles over his own feet. Horsburgh pops the ball back for Strange. Strange is allowed to dance. Gives the ball off for Timico. And He's taken down. 35 out from their own line here, the Raiders. Tough going that set. Strange finds space up the middle. He bumps off Fainu. Goes over halfway. Passes to Laurie. Laurie pops it up for Weeks. And it's called back forward. Oh, they were away again there. Another miracle try was incoming. But the referee on the spot calls it forward. Ethan Strange is having a belter. Ethan Strange has just bumped off big Sunia Fainu. Bulldozed him. He went flying. Unbelievable run by Xavier Savage. The Tigers survive, though. Seyfarth for Koroisau. Floats it out to the left for Turuva. He steps back infield. 3 gone in the second half. Seyfarth tucks it under the shoulder and takes it up the middle. Quick play the ball. As Koroisau for Twal. They head left. Up to the 20. Twal looking to offload. But Papalihi's got that ball wrapped up there with Mariota. He's not getting the hands free. Luai steps back infield. In front of the post, he grubbers in behind. Looking for Buller. Buller can't control it. Jerome Luai pops the grubber kick through. Jerome Buller cannot collect it. And he loses it forward over the dead ball line. Oh, he just needed to collect it and fall over. And it would have been a dream start to the second half for the Tigers. And now tensions boil over. There's push and shove. Let's see what the referee comes up with here. Hosking bobbled the ball. They were looking for a knock on. Wow, the Tigers have forced the mistake. It was a knock on by Hosking. It's going to be a scrum down. Tigers feed. 10 out from the Raiders line. Luai heading out to the left for Buller. And he's been taken down by Sasungi, jamming up there to put the hit on. 35 out. Big carry here. Fainu, I believe it is. Twal in midfield. Andrews cut out pass right for Herbert. Stewart jams in and cuts him down. Tackle had to be made. Andrews in midfield. Short ball for Fainu. 2 tackles left for the Tigers. Koroisau goes left for Luai. Late pass out the back for Andrews. He tries to skip on the outside of Sanders. They've got him up off the deck here, driving him to the touchline. But he stays in the field of play now on the 5th and last. Turuva into dummy half. And it's a poor pass to Luai. They're up quickly on him. He hands it off to Seyfarth. Seyfarth grubbers through. Toes it through a second time. It's loose on the deck. Tigers dive on it. And that'll be 6 more tackles. Played at by the Raiders. Twal in midfield. All right, where's Samuela Fainu? Wouldn't that be huge for me? A meter out from the line. Koroisau wraps around. Gives it to Luai. Out the back for Buller. Buller goes short for Herbert. And it's well read by Timoko and Stewart. Penalty to the Tigers for high contact. Seven gone in the second half. Tigers, they'll have another crack here. Koroisau taps and goes. Gives it to Roberts. Heads back towards the posts. Tackle one just to the right of the uprights. Koroisau for Seyfarth. Tries to burst his way through. A meter out right in front of the posts. Koroisau goes short for Fainu. This is Sione, not the Fainu I want. He's over the line, but they've got him held up. Green bodies all over that one. Give it to your brother. Koroisau for Tupou. And it's another crash ball. Tackle 4. A meter out. Set, restart. They go. The crash ball again, the Tigers. Sunia Fainu again. Over the line. Held up. Give it to Samuela. Ball to Koroisau wrapping around. Left for Seyfarth. It's taken down 5 meters out over on that left side. Andrews for Luai. Buller. The double pump out to go to Tavana. And Tavana has to cut back infield. Quickly, out of dummy half goes Herbert. Oh, and the loose pass. Knocked on by Jareem Buller. The Raiders survive. They repel the attack. Knocked on. Oh, Jareem Buller. A couple of plays are broken down now. It's a poor pass. But probably should have been held. Probably should have been held. Scrum down here for the Raiders. 10 out from their own line. And they hold on to their 28 points to 10 lead. We'll have a little bit of a break in between this one, and then we'll be back later on today for the Bulldogs taking on the Wars and the Cowboys taking on the Broncos. There's Papali'i. 10 short of halfway. Big Papa plays it. Here's Horsburgh standing in the tackle. They finally bring the big man down on the halfway line. Sanders, inside ball for Hosking. He's brought down just inside the Tigers' half. 5th and last. Sanders puts the high ball up. Buller forward for it. Lets it bounce. Bounces over the head of Tupou. Sits up in the end goal for Savage. Oh, and Savage, he's dropped it. Xavier Savage has butchered one back for the Raiders. The Tigers stand around looking at each other and let this high ball bounce. And it bounces over the head of Junior Tupou into the end goal. Xavier Savage says, "Thank you very much. Thank you very much." And then he can't control it. Through the fingers. He just needed to fall on it. Didn't even need to try and pick it up. And he's clearly frustrated with himself there. Xavier Savage. Just needed to fall on that ball. Couldn't resist the urge to try and pick it up, though. That's a let-off for the Tigers. They got themselves in a right mess, letting that high ball bounce. 10 gone in the second half. Both teams have survived some early scares. Luai inside to Fainu. Ball up to halfway. Goes short ball for Seyfarth. Well read by the Raiders defense. Koroisau scampers out of dummy half. Sanders, was he square? Yes, he was, says the referee. 5th and last. Luai from 40 out puts the high ball up. Back in towards the post. Weeks takes it a meter out from the line. Weeks now drifts out to the left edge. He's got Stewart in a little bit of space. Bumps away from one. Fends away from a second. Steps around 12. And Stewart takes off down the middle. Koroisau brings him down from behind. You can't give any of this Raiders back three any space at all. No space whatsoever. Starling for Laurie, who bends the line on halfway. 3 tackles gone here for the Raiders as they march upfield. Starling scoops it up. Goes out of dummy half. Beats the first tackle. 30 out from the line. Sanders for Strange. Steps back off the left boot. Andrews brings him down well. Sanders puts the high ball up. Stewart chasing through. Stewart forces the mistake from Tavana. Weeks picks up the loose ball. And he'll be taken down 10 metres out in midfield. Here come the Raiders. Full set of 6. Tavana with the knock on. Sanders turns it inside for Mariotta. Just a couple of metres out now, the Raiders. Set restart. Horsburgh. Short ball for Laurie. Beats the first tackle. Spins away from Buller and plants it down. Dane Laurie scores. $32-10 kick to come. And it will be a bridge too far now for the Tigers, you would have to think. Where was Hosking? Still on the field, I'm pretty sure. That should have been Hosking. $32-10 kick to come for the Colonel right beside the posts. Should pop it over. Dane Laurie makes it 32-10. The Raiders roll on. Reno Goulding, you have hit all your legs. You just need the game to stay under 50.5. Oh, what are we at now? 42, and it's about to be 44. Oh, you can afford one more converted try. Sanders. What's that? 5th highest point scorer so far. Taking his time with this one. An easy kick. 5 to the left of the post. Sanders puts it down the middle. The Colonel converts. It's 34 points to 10. All right, Reno. You can afford one more try. One more converted try. 27 minutes remaining. That's a long, long time. This is going to be a heart-wrenching second half. Good night, Tigers, says Selva Thangamani. Nelson Mather, ahoy mates. You need Canberra 30 plus and you get your 5 legs in. The kickoff now is out on the full. Oh, things unraveling here for the Tigers before our very eyes. The kickoff out on the full, penalty on halfway. Robert Peters says, Dan, do you think the refs should be fined like the players? I think the referees need to be held accountable to their performances, yes. There's only so many referees, though. And that's what makes it difficult, I think. It's not like there's as big a referee rotation as there is players. We need to get more referees so that they can actually be punished for mistakes. Weeks now takes it inside the 20. They're on a roll here, the Raiders. Laurie for Strange, and he runs in behind Hosking, has to surrender. 10 out from the line. The Tigers will do really, really well to hold on here. Laurie goes again. Give it to Hosking. Someone give Hosking the ball. Here's Papali'i. A metre out on the 5th and last. Starling for Sanders. Floats it over the top for Savage. Tries to kick him behind the line. But it deflects off Junior Tupou into touch. Not played at. So it will be Tigers' ball. Yeah, not played at there. They come back into the middle of the field. Seyfarth plays it. They look absolutely gassed, the Tigers. Koroisau goes for Tavana. Almost slips. He brings it out to the 20-meter line. Had the Tigers a bit far upfield. They wish they were that far upfield. Tigers. May for Luai as they shift to the left. Here's Latu Fainu. 30 out from their own line here, the Tigers. 24 and a half minutes remaining. May. Tackled just short of halfway. Fifth and last. Luai puts the kick downfield. Taken by Weeks. Oh, Savage, rather. And Savage gives it to Weeks. Weeks heads out to the left edge. Slips into the contact there of Fainu. And it's called penalty for high contact. Onto the field comes Matty Nicholson. NRL Fantasy, you captained May on your fantasy team. Oh, no. He's had a quiet day. Raiders find touch, 35 out from their own line. Immediately shift into the middle of the park. And Big Papa up to the 10-meter line. Crack a smile, Ricky, on the sideline. Weeks turns it back in for Sasangi. Simi goes to ground on halfway. Game of Mel, ahoy. Set restart for the Raiders on halfway. Mariota carries up to the 40. 23 minutes left to go. Raiders well on top. Horsburgh heading across field. And he's been taken down around the collar by Javon Andrews. Nicholson with his first carry. Takes it up to the 20-meter line. Laurie at first receiver for Starling. Quick hands now for Sanders. Dummies out to the right. Straightens the attack. 15 meters out. 2 tackles left. Strange for Big Red. Horsburgh. 10 meters out in midfield. Fifth and last. Strange. Out the back for Timoko. Timoko gets the arms free. Pops it out for Stewart. And Stewart can't handle the ball. He knocks it on. Tigers survive. Pause. Thank you very much for the 3 roses over there on TikTok. Much appreciated. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. Nice to see you again. As May carries it up to the 20-meter line. Still a quarter of this game to go. Can the Tigers head back? We saw them go on a little bit of a run at the back end of the first half. Can they do the same here in the second? 10 short of the halfway line. Bole. On for Andrews. Nice short ball for Fainu. Fifth and last for the Tigers on halfway. Luai puts the high ball up. Weeks backing up for it. Takes it a meter out from his own try line and winds up. Able to bring it back to the 20. The Tigers there to meet him. Now, is that Poz, my good old Scottish friend from way back when? As straight through goes Simi Sasangi. Up over halfway. 1 to beat. Turns Buller inside out. But he's brought to ground 25 meters away. Quick ruck ball now. Laurie for Sanders. Bumps away from Luai. Floats it over the top for Savage. Cuts back in field. 5 meters out from the line now. Savage, they've got him held up. Tackle 4. Sanders for Laurie. Weeks onto Strange. Through the hands left. Short ball for Nicholson. Well tackled by Javon Andrews. 5 meters out now on the 5th and last. The crash ball from Big Red. And he got absolutely folded by Bunty Afoa. But Big Bad Bunty, he was offside. And it's a penalty to the Raiders. Robert Peters, cheers for the super chat. Much appreciated, mate. What the hell is that? Is that a unicorn? Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Big Red Corey, he's having a laugh about it. He got absolutely folded by Bunty Afoa. But the Raiders, here they go again. Tackle one, 10 metres out in front of the post. Big Papa will play it. Sanders turns it inside for Mariota. Meter out. Looking to put this game to bed, the Raiders. Laurie gets away from Afoa. Steps back off the left. One-on-one with Luai. Fights his way over the line. Dane Laurie's got a double. Dane Laurie gets a double. Once he got around Bunty Afoa, he saw Jerome Luai standing on the goal line alone and said, I'll have a piece of you, mate. And he bulldozes him to score beside the posts. A double for Dane Laurie. $38 points to 10, kick to come. Straight through Jerome Luai. Terrell May try as he might. Couldn't hold him up. Jerome went bug-eyed there when he realised that play was coming back towards him. And not for the first time tonight, a missed tackle. Well, if it wasn't already over, definitely over as a contest now. 18 minutes left to play. 38 points to 10. And it's about to be 40 points to 10. Reno Goulding. Squeaky bum time, mate. Squeaky, squeaky bum time, because it's about to be 50 points. With 17 minutes still to play. Sanders from right beside the posts. Makes it 40 points to 10. Here we go. Is it possible that there will be no more points in the final 17 minutes? Football edits, ahoy, mate. Nelson Mather says, come on, baby, give me drinking money for tonight. Okay, so I think in the TikTok chat, we need one person's got unders, one person's got overs. Tigers go short here with the restart. Claimed by Xavier Savage. What a take. 10 short of halfway. Sasangi. Clint 007, you need Sasangi, and if Savage gets a second, you'll hit both slips. Tarpany plays it. 40 out from the line. Tarpany and Sunia Turuva about to go toe-to-toe in back play. Push and shove. Couple of big boppers. Chris Bradley says the Tigers season was done when the Panthers put 68 on them. Sanders heads across field, beats the tackle of Herbert. But he's brought down 20 out from the line now on the fifth and last. Strange. Chips over the top for himself. Bunty Afoa spills it backwards. Laurie picks it up. 6 more tackles, Raiders. Mariota gets on the outside of Turuva. Sasangi, no look, flick pass out the back for Savage. And it's gone 10 metres behind him. It'll be 6 more tackles for the Raiders, though. Tarpany sets it up in front of the posts. That's tackle 2, a metre out. Brayley fires it right for Sanders. Weeks turns it back inside for Sasagi. Heads back towards the middle of the field. Dummies. Gets the late offload back for Strange. Strange tries to duck under the tackle of Andrews. And he's been thrown down by Patrick Herbert. Penalty to the Raiders. Dangerous tackle up around the neck. Dangerous tackle is the call as he's gone to Suplex City there. Wow, then he gave him a little head tap on the way through as well. Cheeky little headbutt on the ground. The match review committee may want to have a closer look at that. Penalty to the Raiders anyway. 10 meters out from the line. Pause. Thank you very much for the other 2 roses. Meter out from the line. Nicholson plays it. Brayley for Tarpany. Tarpany takes on the defense in front of the post there. A meter out. Scrappy play the ball. Brayley sends it out for Sanders. Weeks steps inside Turuva. GIO Weeks gets a double. Really, really piss poor defense on their goal line. GIO Weeks bags another one. And there goes the unders. All over Red Rover. Matty Lee, ahoy. I don't know what Benji is thinking anymore. The Raiders. This is an absolute belting. 0 commitment on defense. Oh, Turuva completely stood up. Luai not making any effort. Jerome's clocked out, man. Jerome Luai is completely clocked out. I'm sorry. Great player on his day. But there is not any harmony here at the Tigers. Jerome is clocked out. He is not even attempting to make tackles. Oh, wait a minute. There might be an obstruction here. This might be obstruction. Reno Goulding, you might be saved, at least momentarily. Yes, here we go. The bunker has intervened. They're going to check that lead runner. The lead runner does make contact with the defensive line, and that's probably led to Jerome Luai making a really weak attempt at tackle because he was too busy clapping his arms at the referee, appealing for a penalty. Yeah, this is going to get taken off. This is going to get taken off them. Obstruction. Penalty. It's going to get taken away. Penalty will go to the Tigers. Tigers find touch, 20 out from their own line. May. They've been given a reprieve. Late offload. Hayward goes up the middle. Still going Hayward. Taken down over the halfway line on play 1. Terrell May goes again. Luai frustrated at the left. Now the ball comes out the back for Andrews. Cut out pass to Fainu. And Semwella takes it inside the 40. 14 minutes to go here. Can the Tigers come up with something? Oh, they can come up with a dropped ball is what they can come up with. Penalty, though. Illegal strip. They tap and go quick. Bole up to the 10. Slow play the ball. Hayward sends it left for Luai. Steps back infield. Puts the grubber kick in on play 1 for Buller. And it's dead in goal. What the hell was he thinking? 7 tackle set Raiders. It was play 1. Tackle one of a fresh set. Luai grubbers in behind the line and sends it dead. 7 tackle set. Unbelievable. Frustrating for the Tigers. 13 minutes left to play. 40 metres out from the line, the Raiders looking to put this game to bed. Well, it's already put to bed. Looking to stamp their authority even more. As straight through goes Sanders. Draws in Buller. Dane Laurie gets 3. Dane Laurie gets a hat trick. Sanders with the line break. Draws in Buller at the back and puts Laurie in under the sticks. Dane Laurie with 3 tries. Holy hell, imagine what that would have been paying. Imagine what that would have been paying. A Dane Laurie hat trick. Sanders, he sold the dummy to Javon Andrews. Sold him the dummy big time. Turned his back and Sanders goes straight through. 44 points to 10. And they won't be taking that one off them. There's no taking that one off them. Hart ticker, ahoy mates. Training drill for the Raiders. Oh, they'll get 50. They'll get 50. Try confirmed. There's 11 minutes to go. They'll get 50. And for the Tigers, well, the questions have to be asked. Where did it all go wrong? What happened? Where did it all fall to pieces? Sanders from right in front to make it 46 points to 10. Pots this one over. And they've got 11 minutes now to try and get the 50 up. Can they crack the half century? I say they can. I say they probably got 2 more tries in them at least. A hat trick for Dane Laurie. That's the thing for the Tigers, right, Hard Ticker? They started so well. It was a very promising looking season. They go short with the kickoff. Savage comes down with it again. And Savage is in space. Almost up to the halfway line. 6 more. Ruck interference from Patrick Herbert. The Raiders carry it up over the halfway line once again. They are definitely going to get more. They're going to get a couple of tries here, surely, if they keep playing. Tarpany. Straight up the middle. 30 metres out. Brayley infield for Sanders. Out the back for Strange. As they head left, Smithy. Smithy's brought down. Not Smithy, sorry. Nicholson brought down. 10 metres out from the line. Starling for Tarpany. Lines up Jerome Luai. They're targeting Luai. Brayley back into midfield. Starling for Sanders. The floater over the top for Stewart. Jed Stewart scores. There's the 50. Jed Stewart gets another. Still 10 minutes to play. They might get 3 more tries. They might challenge the Panthers 68. Through the hands left. Stewart. Unmarked. Tavana's gone flying in, expecting the ball out the back. But Stewart's floated it over the top. Tavana caught in no man's land. And Jed Stewart unmarked down the left edge. Ricky will be taking him to Macca's after this game. Macca's on the way home, Jed. You've had a good game. 9.5 minutes left to play. 50 points to 10. Wow. Tell you what, you go into halftime. The Tigers took momentum into the halftime break, even though they were behind 28 points to 10. They carried the momentum in, started the second half well, just couldn't quite get across the line. And then suddenly you blink and it's 50 points to 10. Just like that. Sanders, 3 try assists, 7 from 8 today, 18 points. He has had himself a day out. Art Ticker reckons Luai is nothing without Cleary. There is certainly a case for that, isn't there? Sanders from the sideline. Nicole Burke, ahoy there. Yes, Bulldogs versus Warriors and Broncos Cowboys coming up as Sanders starts it out to the left, curls it back through. And it's a beautiful conversion from the sideline, from the Colonel, 52 points to 10. An absolute shellacking of the highest order. And who would go coach the Tigers at the moment? I mean, I'm saying if Benji lost his job, who takes over? Tigers, no short kickoffs anymore. They go deep. And it's taken by the hat-trick man, Dane Laurie. Gives it in field for Smithies. Eight and a half minutes remaining. 52-10. They've got another one in them. Raiders will score again. It's just a question of who it's going to be. Tarpany. Up to the 30. They stay short side. Weeks for Mariotta. Up over halfway they go and play 4. The Viking clap has started here. The celebrations with 8 minutes left to play. Tarpany flicks it out the back for Weeks. 40 metres out now on the 5th and last. Sanders puts the high ball up. Stewart racing through. Buller's under it. Pressure. Takes it well. Seven and a half to play. Tigers get their hands on the ball. Tigers get a penalty. High contact. Matty says probably Brad Arthur. Anthony Seabolt. Madge Maguire. Hey, Madge could come back when he gets sacked by the Broncos when they missed the finals this year. Wouldn't that be funny? Tigers fine touch, 30 out from their own line. Sanders gets the late offload straight into the face of Whanua Bole. And Luai now in midfield. An offload straight into the face of one of your teammates sums up the Tigers at the moment, doesn't it? Luai tackled just short of halfway. Bunty Afoa takes it up over the halfway mark. Terrell May stands in the tackle, 40 metres out. Down the short side, Buller. Taken down by Brayley. 5th and last, 20 metres out. Can they come up with something here, the Tigers? Hayward fires it over to Luai in midfield. Luai grubbers in behind Stewart, who tracks back and takes it on the bounce. A metre out from his own line here, Jed. Easily covers that one off. $52 points to 10. Wow. Multis for the next game. I haven't got anything on yet. I'll have to check it out and I'll suss out the weather conditions. and I'll see who's playing and make a decision. Ten short of halfway. Savage plays it on tackle 4. Here's Tarpany on to Smithies. Short ball there for Nicholson. 5th and last on halfway for the Raiders. 5 minutes left to play. Sanders puts the high floating bomb up. Buller comes forward for it, lets it bounce, and it sits up at the back. Luckily for Tavana, or Junior Tupou, my apologies. And now Buller gets away from the first tackle. Inside the final 5. Can the Tigers get a consolation try? Does it really matter at this point? The Viking clap rings out across the stadium as the home fans celebrate. Twal. Outside the 20, Andrews plays it 5th and last. They've only made 19 meters off that set. Luai forced into a big kick that bounces on the Raiders 40, up to the hands of Savage. James Formosa says it's a nice day in Sydney. Fast track today. All right, so plenty of backs. Plenty of outside backs. Clint 007, you've got Wateni Zalesniak, Clark, Crichton, and Rinakama. Set restart here for the Raiders. Can they put the stamp on this contest? 20 out from the line. 52 points to 10. Tarpany. Back towards the play of the ball. Takes on Haywood. 10 out from the line on play 3. Starling at first receiver again. Sanders. Cut out pass left for Timoko. Timoko slices through and bounces over. Piece of piss. Piece of utter piss. 56-10. Timoko scores. Poor goal line defense again from the Tigers. Timoko just slices through. 3 minutes left to play. Bounces over the line in the tackle. The Raiders lined up to the left, just put it through the hands, and 2 on 2. Simple. Wow, this is really, really poor from the Tigers. 56 points to 10, kick to come. Timoko one-on-one with Herbert. Slips through, bounces over. Way too easy. Just way too easy. 56 points to 10. Nicole Burke for Broncos vs Cowboys. You've got the Big D, Dane Mariner, Josiah Karapani, Drinkwater, and Tom Chester, obviously, for that one. Eight from 9 today. Colonel Sanders. Crack a smile, Ricky. Sanders from this left touchline. Just the one miss today. Sanders moves in, pushes this horribly across the face of the posts. 2 minutes left to go. 56 points to 10. Can they get 60? I reckon they can. I reckon they can. Absolutely. Very one-sided game, this one. It's been disappointing. Tigers get us back underway. Kickoff is deep. Taken by Weeks on the goal line. And Starling is going to take the run from the back fence. Oh, they're taking the piss now, the Raiders. Tom Starling running it up from the back fence. They're just making an absolute mockery of the Tigers now. 1:40 to go. 411 Smiths. Someone call the police. Homicide in progress. Just joining in and seeing the scoreline. Tackle 3 here for the Raiders. Tarpany plays it. Starling looks out to the right. Takes it to ground. Almost up to the 40. Sanders will kick from inside the 40. Gets a nice angle on it, but not nice enough. Buller will take it a metre out from the goal line. Buller meanders back into contact here. Ibbo, you've been a Tigers fan for your whole life and you're still deciding if we're ever going to make the finals. I honestly thought that this might have been the year that at the very least, I thought this could be the year that the Tigers get themselves back into 9th spot. The famous Tigers finishing 9th. But they're not even going to get that far, are they? The Savage knocks this ball down as the Tigers shift out to the left. And 27 seconds remaining. $56 points to 10. Uh, 4 seconds to go as the Tigers... Are we even going to bother packing this scrum? It looks like we are. No, we're not. Everyone says that's enough. Nobody wanted to play that last scrum. Absolutely nobody wanted to pack that last scrum. Referee blows full time. What a game from Dane Laurie. Dane Laurie, man of the match off the bench. What do we reckon? 3 tries. Absolutely tore the Tigers to shreds. Scored 3, set up a couple more, I'm pretty sure. Do you reckon? I reckon Dane... I'm giving Dane Laurie man of the match. Me. Personally. It'll probably go to Sanders, I reckon, though. Sanders probably gets it. It's very hard to win man of the match off the bench, isn't it? But honestly, I reckon he's going to go pretty close. Troy Lamatia, I won't be staying on for the next game per se. I will be doing the next game, but we're going to end the stream and we'll come back in about half hour's time for the next couple of games. All right, Waste of Water Sports crew, thank you so much for joining me in this one. As I said, I'll be back in about half hour. We've got the Bulldogs taking on the Warriors, and we've got the Cowboys taking on the Broncos back-to-back. So that'll be on a brand new stream after this one. So I've got to go race off and get those set up. I was a little bit late starting today, so yeah, I've got to make sure I get all that set up. I'll be back in about half hour's time. Hope to see you there. Waste of Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on TikTok each and every week. Catch you again very, very soon. About half hour's time. Bulldogs, Warriors. See you there.